Hello, and welcome to RIME Entertainment Showcase with your hosts, Rita and Mel.
Hi everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to RIME Entertainment Showcase. So today we have Mike Kelson, who is an actor that I've also worked with last year, and would love to just welcome him to the show. Welcome, Mike, to RIME Entertainment Showcase.
Hello, welcome everyone.
Okay, so tell us, where did the passion for acting start?
Well, I think it started when I was quite young at home. I was an only child, so I probably had a little bit more time on my hands than a lot of children. So I used to I used to do these little sketches and scenes with my toys, and I think that's where I got into it. But then obviously at school, I got involved with school productions. But I think actually that's where it started.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So did you do like any acting classes outside of school? Did you enroll in drama school?
Yeah, I did, but it was more of a thing later on. I'd already been doing stage work for quite a while, and it was just to think, well, yeah, I mean, everything's going to help. Nothing is going to hinder me. So yeah, just do a little bit of catch up, if you like. Yeah.
Okay, great.
What would you say was your inspiration growing up when you were starting to get more into acting?
Inspiration as in actors or
actors, or anything that really just kind of said, actually, I want to try this and see where it goes.
It was, I suppose, the films I used to like were the old British film, the kitchen sink dramas, and because I started off in stage, they were more stagey. Those old films, there was more dramatic effect and expression, and so yeah, I really kind of got into that, and it wasn't until much later when I got into film that I realised it was actually quite different. It's better to be natural, but I still love those old films. I love the dramatic effects.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So you started out in theatre,
yeah,
and then you started a rock band. Tell us about that transition.
Well, I think it was, I'd always done singing as well. I was in the choir. I did a few talent shows when I was quite young, so I like singing. I've always liked music, and I did a couple of rock operas. We toured with one particular one called Chains many years ago, and obviously I had a part where I needed to sing and dance to an extent, which has never been a big forte of mine, really. But I kind of quite enjoyed that, and I suppose the singing on stage thing. And then I thought, you know what, I'd love to have a band, and I joined up with some friends, and we started gigging, and it just kind of took off from there, really.
Brilliant. Was it just material that you wrote, kind of moving into that bit more of the rock band stuff? Was it material that you wrote all together, or was it kind of like, did you do some covers as well? How did that kind of come to be?
It actually started out as covers, because it was more of a fun thing. I thought I could put a bit of the theatricals into the act as well. So we had these on stage little sort of comedy pieces as well, I suppose. And we did, it was mainly rock and roll covers. We did the old 50s stuff.
Yeah.
And I think we got noticed because it was a little bit different. The music was a little bit different. It was not what was current. And because we were doing these little dramatic effects as well and involving the audience, so it kind of became fun. But then we decided that we wanted a little bit more than this, and we were started introducing our own songs, and then we recorded for a record company, and we had a couple of records out, and obviously then it was entirely, or pretty much entirely, our own stuff. But then after that it didn't really take off as we hoped, as is so often with bands.
Yeah.
So we kind of went back to doing the covers again, because that's what people wanted. We used to play at like O'Neill's and places like that, who had a number of venues, and they just wanted cover bands. So it kind of went full circle, really.
Okay, well, it sounds like a fun period.
Yeah, definitely. Good journey there.
Yeah. Do you still keep in touch with the band members, and do you sometimes get together and have a jamming session, or?
No, we don't, unfortunately. I think because everyone's kind of taking different courses now, which is a shame. But we keep in touch. We do keep in touch, and I put kind of some of our old stuff on YouTube, so it's out there if people want to view it, and occasionally we'll put something up and reminisce about the good old days. But
so I mean, like with acting, so obviously you had the period of being in a rock band and obviously, doing music and everything. How did acting pull you back in? Was it something that was always in the background within?
Yeah, it was always something I wanted to. I actually wanted to combine both, but it's very difficult if you've got dates, because we used to get booked up with dates pretty much for the year, and so it was like, how do we work? Can I work anything around this? And I soon realised you can't really do it. So I had to. I kind of ploughed on with the. I mean, there might have been odd things that I was able to do, but yeah, I had to sort of plough on with the band, and then once that came to an end, think, well, actually, yeah, I could. I've got some time now. I can get back into it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Was it that passion for it that kept pulling you back, in the sense, because you could have easily opted and said, you know what, I want to continue with music, but you chose to go back to acting? Was it because that initial passion was there?
Yeah, I missed it, and there was things I wanted to do as well within acting. So it was always there, but when you're with a band, it's not just you, it's the whole band. So it's not like you can just say, oh, you know what, I've had enough. Although band members do that, but so it was more what we were trying to achieve as a band as a whole, rather than just what I thought. So, but I did miss it, and whenever we took a break, or whenever we weren't so busy, I would look to get back into acting work again.
Yeah.
So let's kind of move forward to the career change that you had. So you were a gym manager and a fitness coach. How did that come about?
It was kind of by accident. I mean, I'd always been into sport. I'd always loved sport. I'd always played sport, and I got the opportunity to go into gym management. At the time, I needed to earn a bit of money. I was buying a place, and of course, both the any entertainment business is always difficult.
Here he is.
It's not guaranteed work, so it was kind of I was kind of under a little bit of pressure to think, well, I need to actually get something that's going to pay regular for a while. Got the opportunity, and I really got into it because I enjoyed sport. I enjoyed fitness. I really found it quite fun, and then I got into coaching as well, which was really something that. Something that is very rewarding, in that you see people coming through, getting better, achieving results, particularly children. I did a lot of work with children, and I found it very rewarding. So again, there was a time when I was concentrating on that, because I was actually enjoying what I was doing.
How long did you do that for?
I think it was 4, 5, maybe 6 years.
is fitnessing a fitness lifestyle still part of your everyday living? Would you say something you still take quite seriously?
Yeah. I like to keep fit. I still like to play sport. I still play cricket. As you get older, your body tells you that you can't always do as much as you'd like to or have done in the past. So yeah, I don't play competitive sports much now, but yeah, still keep up with cricket and still like to keep fit. Still like to exercise. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
brilliant.
good. So in 2015, you returned back to full-time acting now.
Yeah.
How did that feel to be in doing what you love full-time?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's always difficult when you first get back again, and I've done that a few times with acting, because everything changes. Technology changes. You need to find a new agent. You need to get new headshots done. You need to have a new show reel. You need to get your name back out there again, because people quickly forget. If you're not busy for a few years, it's like, well, who was that? They've gone now. So it takes a while to get all that into place. So it's always difficult, but it's worth it, because you know, you soon pick up, and I got into a very busy period of work, sort of between 17 and 19.
Yeah, amazing. So kind of looking back at, like, you know, kind of going back into full-time acting, you know, you mentioned there that obviously between 17 and 2019 that it was quite busy. What sort of projects were you working on there?
I was quite happy to do anything, because I was really enjoying the work. So I was doing short films, I was doing features, commercial work, corporate. I even got back into theatre. I was a few stage shows as well. So it was just anything that took my fancy. I was doing. Yeah.
Great.
So how do you prepare for your characters? Do you go for any sort of particular routine?
I like to get into the character's head. So I like to think as if I am that character. What would the character do? How would he speak? How would he behave? So yeah, very much getting inside the character, because it's got to be believable. It's so much easier when you are inside the character, because all the movement, all the interaction becomes natural. And as I say, and believable. It has to be believable for the audience.
Yeah, definitely. So I know, obviously, you know, we've worked together on How It Is last year, and of course, you know, you were playing like a homeless person, and not even just homeless, an Italian person as well. So what was that like for you? I think, you know, as an actor, kind of going into that world of, you know, poverty, homeless, and obviously having an estranged daughter and all of that. It's quite an intense film, viewers, by the way.
Yeah, it was a character that you kind of felt sorry for, but playing the character, you had to be hopeful. You had to be kind of all these things that had happened to you, but at the same time, you still had to think, well, it's going to get better, and I still want to be a nice person. So it was trying to get that sort of vibe.
Yeah, amazing.
Are there any genres that you enjoy being a part of that is actually your favorite?
Not so much favorite, but I do get involved in a lot of horrors. I do a lot of horror films, which are always interesting, because you always get to die a different way in every one. Sort of gangster, British sort of gangster type. I play a lot of police roles, detectives, and but I just enjoy the experience of different film. I mean, if it's a costume drama, again, it's something different. It's something. So, like, you know, I really don't mind what it is, as long as it's a decent part and it's a memorable experience. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. So in terms of giving any tips and advice to our viewers, what would be your 3 tips to those that want to get into acting, especially obviously nowadays, straight after the pandemic?
Well, first of all, you've got to believe in yourself. There's no point in doing it if you're not convinced that you should be doing it. It's the same with any job. You've got to think, you know what, I'm good at this. I'm gonna work hard at it, and I'm gonna get something out of it. You know. Yeah. Another thing is to take both praise and criticism with a pinch of salt, because all it is somebody's opinion. Yeah. I've seen many actors get upset over reviews, and it's just someone's opinion at the end of the day. Yeah. And unfortunately, these people tend to have influence. But if they didn't like it, they may not like you as a person. That they may not particularly like the type of play or film you've done. They may be having a bad time themselves and want to take something out on someone. You know. Yeah, so exactly. Don't mind about the criticism, and at the same time, don't get overconfident with the praise, because again, you know, just because someone liked it, it doesn't mean you're that good.
That is true.
So yeah, and be prepared to work hard. It's the same with any line of work. You only get results from the effort that you put in. So you know, make sure you're always there for auditions. Make sure you're always there. You know, you're doing a good job on set. You're considerate. You're hardworking. You're willing to put yourself out. Do the extra hours, whatever, to make it a success.
No, great tips there. Yeah. I wanted to actually ask you one more question in terms of you know, obviously making sure that you are seen and being like available for work and being visible. Yeah, that's the word I was thinking. But in terms of social media, how important as an actor do you feel? Because sometimes we like to make sure that people understand the importance of social media. Is it for you to make sure that you do promote what you're working on, and has that helped in terms of your career, would you say?
Definitely. I mean, I tend only really to use social media to promote now. I mean, I might put the odd sort of social occasion on, but I mean, I do have a lot of people on my social media who are casting people, who are agents, who are film directors. So it's good to let them know you're working, because again, you know, if your name doesn't appear for a while, they'll assume you've gone off somewhere. So that side of it's good, yeah. But also, yeah, it's a way of showcasing your stuff, and it's a way of promoting films as well, because a lot of independent filmmakers don't necessarily have the followings. So it's always good to take their idea or their products, you know, into the public and say, you know, I worked on this film. I think it's a really good film. You know, great director. Have a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. That's great. Would you say also that maybe it's a good idea to kind of use more of that, especially because we're kind of post-pandemic, still in it. We don't know where we are, to be honest, within COVID-19, especially because of the impact it's had. Do you feel that social media has really kind of helped build that platform to kind of really put yourself out there a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was hard. The lockdown was hard for everyone. Yeah. It was the uncertainty. It was not knowing when things would start up again. And I'm sure a lot of people left the business because of the hardships. So it's definitely good to say, look, things are happening again, and really fill everyone with confidence, that those that haven't had so much work, you know, say, look, it's not going to be like that forever. Things are happening. You know?
Yeah,
Amazing.
definitely.
Yeah.
So speaking of social media, where can our viewers go to find out more about yourself, Mike?
Just the usual sources, really. IMDb, obviously the casting sites, the Spotlights, the Mandy's, and Instagram. I have a page on Facebook as well, an acting page on Facebook, and and Instagram.
Okay. And is that at Mike Kelson, is it?
At Mike.Kelson31.
That's it. Brilliant.
I'm surprised I could remember it.
I know you'd be amazed that you're like, right, what is it? And then you start scrolling through your phone. Perfect. Well, Mike, I mean, you know, you've been an absolute great guest, and including Harry the dog as well. We absolutely loved having him on the show. Mike, any last words of wisdom before we end the show today?
I'd just like to touch on obviously the pandemic, because it was a difficult time for everyone. It was very hard. What you had to remember was that everyone was in the same position, and sometimes you don't see that, particularly as an actor. If you're not busy, if you're struggling to get roles, you think it's just you. You think everyone else is out there doing stuff. I'm not. It's not the case at all. So certainly what helped me was getting into more a spiritual way of life, getting back to relaxing, meditation, watching inspirational videos, walks in the countryside, and just, you know, thinking that it's not just you, it's the suffering. It's everyone. You just need to get back to basics and recharge yourself and move on. Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Well, thank you again, Mike, for being such a great guest.
Oh,
We look forward to hearing more about your project, and everyone see websites and everything below, and please make sure you follow Mike Kelson. Thanks again, Mike.
Thank you for asking me on the show. Really enjoyed it.
Take care.
Take care.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned for more RIME Entertainment Showcase.